Most people who are thinking about leaving Chicago aren't actually trying to leave. What they're trying to do is figure out whether the life they've built here is still working for them. And that's a very different question.
If you typed, "Should I leave Chicago?" into a search bar today, I want you to notice something. You didn't search for houses. You didn't search for suburbs. You searched for clarity, maybe even permission.
That's what this video is. We're not going to tell you to leave. We're not going to tell you on the suburbs. What we're going to do is walk you through the signals, the internal dialogue, and a simple framework so you can figure out what's actually true for you right now.
Because here's what we've learned working with families across this area. The people who feel stuck aren't stuck because they don't have information. They're stuck because they haven't named what's really going on.
If you haven't seen our video on how most people choose the wrong area first when moving to Chicago, that's actually where this whole process begins. So let's name it.
If you're in that middle place right now where you love Chicago, but something feels off, you're not alone. And you're not being dramatic.
What you're feeling is incredibly common, especially for homeowners who built a real life here.
The friends, the restaurant, the neighborhood you know block by block, that's real.
But something shifted.
Maybe it was gradual. Maybe it was a moment.
You opened your tax bill. Your kid had a tough day at school. You circled for parking after a long day and just thought, I'm done.
And then you felt guilty for thinking that.
That guilt matters because it tells you how much you care.
People who don't care about Chicago don't feel conflicted about leaving.
What we want to help you do is move through that guilt and into clarity.
There's a phase almost everyone goes through. And honestly, it's the hardest part.
You're not committed to staying, but you're not ready to leave.
You might be saying things like, let's just get through one more winter, maybe next year. It's not that bad.
But at the same time, you're already thinking about something different.
That's the in-between phase.
And if you're here, you're not behind. You're right on time.
Because this is where clarity starts to form.
But there's something important to understand. There's a difference between a temporary frustration and a real signal.
A bad winter, temporary. Construction, temporary. One rough week, temporary.
But when something becomes consistent, repetitive, draining, that's no longer temporary. That's a signal. Let's make this real. Here's a simple test. Think about the last time you wanted to go out after 5 p.m. Dinner, friends, anything. Did parking factor into your decision? If the stress of getting back home is stronger than your desire to go out, your life is starting to shrink.
Things that used to feel normal now feel harder than they should.
Space no longer works. You've outgrown your home, but upgrading doesn't make financial sense.
You've outgrown your space, but upgrading in the city no longer makes sense financially. That's when things start to shift.
The financial wake up. You looked at your numbers and asked, what am I actually getting for what I'm paying? And when you start comparing what that same budget looks like just 30 to 45 minutes northwest, that's when the shift becomes very real.
Hyper-awareness. You're more aware than you used to be. Planning, watching, adjusting. At some point, that stops being normal and starts being exhausting.
Identity shift. You still think of yourself as a city person, but your life doesn't reflect that anymore. You're not using what you're paying for.
The ideal life test.
If you had to choose your current life again today, would you? If the answer is no, you're not just thinking about moving, you're already in the process.
Even when this is clear, people still hesitate because fear of regret, attachment to identity, waiting for the perfect time, overthinking. And here's the truth, there will always be a reason to wait.
Here's where people go wrong. They go straight to Zillow before they've actually figured out what they're trying to fix. That's backwards.
Stop asking, should I leave Chicago?
Start asking, is my current lifestyle still working for me?
That question changes everything.
Step 1, identify what's not working. Step 2, define what you want instead. Step 3, can Chicago realistically provide that? And step 4, then explore options.
And if you've seen our video comparing what $600,000 buys you in the city versus out here, that's where this becomes very real.
That's where areas like Huntley, Crystal Lake, Algonquin, Cary, Woodstock start to come into the picture because each one solves a different version of that problem.
If you're in that in-between phase, you don't need all the answers today, but you do need clarity. Start there.
If you're exploring, watch the town videos. If you're further along, watch the Choosing the Right Area video.
And if you're thinking about making a move and want to understand what that looks like for you, what your home might be worth in today's market, and how to make a move like this without creating unnecessary pressure, reach out.
No pressure, just a conversation. This isn't about leaving. It's about building a life that actually works for you now.